Dear Juneau, you've been good to me. I mean, you've been pretty bad, but you've been good to me. You're where I live my life, you're where I grew to be, you're where I'd like to die. Juneau, don't you see? Juneau, don't you see? Juneau, don't you see? Dear Juneau, you've been good to me. Juneau, that's right, that's where I live my life, that's where I grew to be, that's where I'd like to die. With the Mendenhall Glacier in my backyard, used to lay on the roof, staring at the stars, park at Dyke Trail and light up in the car, or drink at Morgan's house, we were too young for the bars. Used to wake up in the morning pretty early, so I could wake and bake on the porch with my homies, put on some good tunes, converse, we were youth, our plans were ambition and that was honest truth. From my house I could see Aurora Borealis, and when I got high the house turned into a palace. Dear Juneau, you've been good to me. I mean, you've been pretty bad, but you've been good to me. You're where I live my life, you're where I grew to be, you're where I'd like to die. Juneau, don't you see? Talking about good times, well I had a lot. I'm talking about my dad and all the halibut we caught. Man, I'm talking about Taylor and the first duck I shot. And I'm talking about sex, man, Alaska girls are hot. I miss my extra tufts and JRC, where I could get extra buff. But that damn OC, man, it made life rough. But Juneau in a hole, I just have so much love, and I'll never get enough. If you wanna come kick it in Deep Valley DT, you better come right, cause Alaska grown is filthy. We be building bonfires while you're at the mall. Get Alaskan Amber, that's some good alcohol. Pitch a little tent, not worrying about rent. Straight out ballin' cause we just got our dividend. Mr. Principal, Mr. Staley, I promise I am sober, why don't you believe me? Rolling deep from Thane, North Duck's the same. Get some Palminis to keep my mind sane. Man, I truly love life, class of 09. It was JDHS and those memories are mine. Dear Juneau, you've been good to me. I mean, you've been pretty bad, but you've been good to me. You're where I live my life, you're where I grew to be, you're where I'd like to die. Juneau, don't you see? Juneau, don't you see? Juneau, don't you see? Dear Juneau, you've been good to me. Juneau, don't you see? Juneau, don't you see? Dear Juneau, you've been good to me. I remember rolling, now I'm talking rolling, streets of downtown in my little teeny car. This is the place where I earned most of my scars. Feels too good to be surrounded by family, but I got ripped away, it was too much a tragedy. I miss those summer nights when the sun was never up, and the beer always seemed to be all up in my cup. Party at Joe's, it was guaranteed a good night, and I was always proud to call myself a Juneau white. Wake up in the morning, head to Eagle Crest, get on the lift, take a joint to the chest. I took it all for granted, moved on like the rest. Sincerely, your love, Junebug.